Well, next phase, let me get the roofing on it. Already begun that venture. Doing a starter course down the eave and up the gable. And I'm going to mark it out on the lines, measuring down from the boards. Just make sure I keep my rows straight, because when it's that long, I don't do that enough to try and keep a row straight like that without marking it off and checking it. Plumbers have been here. I think I already said that. But they're done. I got some blocking for the GFI outlets, the hose bibs, the lights. I'm going to put a heat pump in here, so one of these is going to be for the heat pump, ductless heat pump access. Here's a vent for the hood vent. I mean not the hood vent, the oven. It's like a 6-inch pipe, 4-inch. For the other fans, which is good for that CFM rating. Refrigerator box, sink, dishwasher. The plumbers hacked through a couple of the joists, which really pissed me off. But I guess it'll be all right. Crap probably happens all the time, so I try and do my best to be careful. And then I watch someone come in and just hack away and not even give a shit. Kind of pisses me off. I let them know, and they told me to figure out what I want to do. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. See what I want to do. But other than that, I suppose they did a great job. Water heater. Shut off. I mean, shut off for the water. I think that's probably got pressure to it right now. So they're not going to get back and inspect my shear walls for a week or so. So I'm going to get busy and try and blast out this roof. Got another camping trip coming up. So a little bit of fun in between a lot of work. trying to get a rhythm going here and blast this out. There's going to be 100 of those bundles dropped off. So this job is well, 3,300 square feet. 100 square feet is a square. 3 bundles per square, so yeah, pretty big job. The roofing guys would love this. Big job, new construction. They come in here and whip this out in a day or two probably. I had to cut my holes up here for those vents before I get too far. But it'll be nice to have that done. Well, we just got a shipment in, ready to roll. Sunshine's coming out. It's gonna show I did some weird flashing. Probably an overkill. But this little spot up here, I've been worried about the weather blowing in here. So I cut some aluminum and used some tape with some flashing I got underneath this tape, and I'll step this down 1 or 2 with some flashing on the shingles right there, because the wind blows in right here this direction. So anyway, I think we're good to go there now. So it's time to get busy. It's a big roof. Looks big from up here, don't it? And mark some more lines. And get busy, do some nailing. That's how much we got done yesterday. And waited for a couple hours, quite a few hours for the truck, and did that flashing up under the porch. So today we should be able to get to the top of this side pretty easy, which means that's about, you know, a quarter of the thing a day. So it's 4 days worth of work. Maybe. There we go. The guy, I don't know, did I say this? When he's leaving, he pulled up right here on the side, and he's leaving. He was going to turn around right there, and his truck got stuck. And I ran over there. I told him, I'll just guide you down and you can pull out, you know, back out down there and turn around. He says, no, I want to go out that way. So fine. I don't know why he didn't get his trailer back on the pavement, but he kept spinning over there in the dirt, and every time he'd back up a little more and jackknife his truck a little bit more in the road, next thing you know, he's completely stuck. He decided he wanted to unhook his trailer, and that didn't work because he lightened up the load so much that the thing just spun. So he dropped it back down on his truck, decided to try to take off again, but he forgot to hook the hitch up, and pulled out, dropped the trailer on the ground. Freaked him out, so he gunned it, and he ripped the cords out of the back of the trailer, so we had to call a tow truck. Anyway, not a good day for him. Got around those 2 penetrations up there. So here we go. A pretty cool way to get these shingles up here on the roof. So I wanted to show you. Pretty cool, huh? It's getting there. Got her done. This side anyway. Last half went pretty quick. It's like 4 o'clock or something. Turned out pretty good. Took 2 days to do that. Well, I got the day off today. Getting ready to go camping for the holiday weekend, so hopefully see how much of this I can get done today. This is what's left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bundles plus not bundles, squares, plus a couple bundles up there. So I just carried that up there. It took about an hour. I already started sweating this morning. And I'm gonna get busy. See how much I can do. Usually my boy's helping me. Today I'll be by myself. Goes quicker when you got someone feeding you the shingles. So I'm about to get going here. Well, here's a little bit of what I'm doing one at a time. Get these shingles lined up at the bottom. You have to nail along the strip right here. This strip also nails down the top of the other one underneath it. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. I've always just used a 4-nail pattern. We don't get much wind right here. Don't have to worry about shingles blowing off. Never had any blow off. So I'm not real fast, but it gets done eventually. You can get your gun right at the bottom of that notch. Sling the shingle over there. Rest down on top of that. And all you gotta do is line up the other end over there. Anyway, kind of boring. One at a time. Here I go. Got pretty far today. It's about an 8 square day. Did about 8 squares today, I think. 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. A little more left. Little update. Since I've been back camping. See how this tieback is pulled back? County wanted me to put blocking behind these seams on these shear walls so I could do nails every 6 inches on the seams, which we did. They come and inspected it, and then they changed their mind and said they wanted the whole building done like that. So I asked him if I could just do the flat blocking. He said we could. So we went around and did the whole building. I should have laid the sheets vertical instead of horizontal, but that's what you get for not knowing. Anyway, no big deal. It's almost done. Got to redo the tieback. Getting the roof done. We made this little piece of step back flashing right here. Bent it, soldered it up, and then we're getting this roof laid. So that flashing will drop into the gutter. It's kind of a vulnerable spot for water. And doing the bridge vent. I'm waiting for a battery to charge. Ran out of this step flashing. You have to put one of these pieces in here. Every time you put a row, you put another piece in there. And then when your siding comes down, that way water doesn't ever get inside that joint right there. I've got flashing up under here. Making a mess up here. Gotta finish sawing a hole. About a 3-inch gap all the way down, 3.5-inch gap all the way down the top. Got the end of it finished off here. And then this ends up going on top of it, like that. And it bends over and gets nailed. Uh-oh, there goes my tape measure. And yeah, it ends up bending over. I got to make a straight line all the way down. Nail one side and then push it over and nail the other side. Get it on there nice and flat. And then you take your shingles and lay them on here like you would a regular ridge. And then this vents from out the top. So that's what's going on now. Well, I better do some filming. Electricians are here. And everything's going good. I caught up with them yesterday. I'm glad because we're going to do a few changes. Like we're not having these cadet heaters in here. Putting a split ductless heat system up here. Still got some to do yet. The inspector passed the blocking. On all the seams. Got wood to do the soffits and the trim. Here's a location where the island wall is going to be. So, since we got the thing nailed off the way they want it, we got the Tyvek up here all the way around. And you can see the ground's damp, so it's trying to be rainy season. So now the race is on to get the trim up and the siding on. There's the gable. It's kind of a fake shake looking thing when it's up. You know, like that. Yep. So the race is on. See how quick we can get the siding on this thing so we can get it painted. Getting some of the trim going. It's kind of all getting figured out on the fly. So there's the soffit. And some of the trim, how that's gonna look. And now working on the trim and the porch and the deck area. Getting this pan flashed out for the door. Using this membrane, butyl membrane, which seems to work pretty good. Sticks down to the wood pretty good. Sticks to the Tyvek, sticks to the flashing. So we're pretty good. I got this lined up for when the bottom of the door comes out. Gives me enough room here for just a little bit of gap underneath that door for the decking. And we got that membrane underneath this ledger. And then put the ledger on. And then put this flashing on. And then another little piece of membrane. The Tyvek is cut, overlapped over the flashing, and then taped down. So it's kind of a shingled effect. It's a pretty vulnerable spot for water to get behind that and rot your rim board out. So pretty important to flash that properly. So now I'll come in with this trim on this corner here. I'm going to put another ledger board across there. Now we'll come back and bolt that down. Got ledger locks that we'll use a W pattern and then screw that in. Right now I just use galvanized. Tack that in there, nails, hold it up there for now, and then we'll get the locations marked for the joists to hang. And I'll put this one up here, finish this corner for the trim. And then just to make it look right and kind of complete it, I had to make a board, a 2x10, and hang it down right there. I'm going to secure it to the corners a little better with some brackets and some screws. But it kind of finished the look on the outside for the trim to go all the way across. And then we'll hang a little piece of siding down that lip. And it also kind of completes the inside and encloses that a little better. So we'll bring the siding up on this wall. Haven't decided this one and that, as that post is going to kind of get covered up. Took the sheathing and used a router and routed out the difference where those brackets are, so it sits flush. Same thing over here, and then drilled holes where those bolts are, and they pretty much came flush. These ones on the inside, we'll probably cut those off. And then we'll end up wrapping the inside of that beam, and we'll probably wrap this post with something. Just kind of figure it out on the fly as we go. And then we'll take a piece of trim and run it across there, top, and then across the top there to bring the siding up too. So it's similar to this outside, same look. Transfer through on the inside here. Yeah, it's kind of little by little. Neither one of us really knows what we're doing, so he just kind of starts slapping it up there. Soffit looks pretty good. I didn't do a flat soffit where you bring the board out across. Just tucked it up in there. I don't see anything wrong with doing that. Looks good. And it does the purpose, which is close that up. What's up?